Immortality is fleeting because the essence of what you are will eventually change its state in mind and body, including the world around you. Mortality is an essential part of life and one that the great mage Serie, the goddess of, is coming to the grips of in the Foundation Festival arc. Knowing that there is an end completely changes how one lives one's life. This is what elves prove in the story of Frieren Beyond Journey's End, and there is no better character than Serie and Frieren to show that living a life for centuries versus a human's life of living less than a century can be equally fruitful, or even more so. There is a reason why Frieren, in regards to time, is warped, because in our MC's view, time is limitless. You have all the time in the world to accomplish what you want, unless there is a threat. During the hero's party's 10-year adventure to take down the Demon King, that was only a fraction of Frieren's 1,000 plus years of her life. Yet she finds herself always looking back during her time with Himmel, Eisen, and Hyther. It has made such an impact on her life that she chose to give into Himmel's ways of helping others and helping take in a young Fern under her wing after being tricked by Hyther, who he himself was inspired by Himmel to take on such an act, to take on an orphan. Now, the entire story of Frieren Beyond Journey's End is a path that her master Flamme helped pave to get to a place of heaven called Oriol by Ende, near the Demon King's castle, way up north, to seek out the answers of the meaning of her life from Himmel's spirit, a man that she only spent 10 years with, while to us humans, 10 years spending time with 3 other people every single day means you are basically more family than your own blood family at this point. Himmel the Hero, that lived less than a century, that helped lead the hero's party in saving the world from the Demon King. It was merely 10 years. But those 10 years are blazing a path for a new future for the good that thinks what they are doing is good, and the bad that wants to take advantage of the good that can't figure out what is actually good. That is a very critical component of the Foundation Festival arc. A plot to yeet the great mage Serie, the feet goddess, is one about an elf that has been around since mythical times, yet she didn't defeat the Demon King and save the world. She has spent most of her time collecting every known magic herself, gatekeeping these special abilities, and fostering only those that she deems has talent. In a world where a human like Himmel has helped achieve within a limited human lifespan, Serie has more or less been the same for centuries or thousands of years, improving magic capabilities, helped only those with talent. And only recently, within the last 50 years, she created the Continental Magic Association to help regulate magic and peace in the world after the hero's party defeated the Demon King. Look at what Frieren shows in her personality. She is lazy and sleeps a lot. Her sense of time is basically forever. She spent all this time since Flamme passed away, hiding her magic and slowly just gaining enough magic reserves to give the Demon King the element of surprise. Frieren has also more or less been the same. Now she gets to just be a wanderer and collect cool new magical items and grimoires as a part of her life's journey until Fern, Stark, and maybe Zine joins along with her to seek out this heavenly Oriole stated by Flamme. When Serie gave away her Mista Zyla curse reverse spell, it is a spell that would take her another 100 years to learn. It is actually quite a useful spell that even she used on Mach, but was willing to give it away to Dinkin upon his request for becoming a first-class mage. 100 years is nothing to an elf, and saying that 100 years means nothing is quite a wild statement. Which takes me back to this flashback scene between Frieren and Serie right after Flamme passed away. It is the backbone of the Frieren story and themes, as Serie reveals that while her outer exterior and hubris makes it seem like she is full of herself, she is in fact 100% aware of where the world is going and how humans will eventually surpass elves, revealing what their weak point is. Thinking that you have endless time means things get achieved at a slower pace. You could just end up like Milliard here, just setting up everyone for failure with the worst alcoholic beverage possible. just for the shits and giggles. How can humans achieve and advance at such a rapid rate, while elves, they last for thousands of years? That is because a finite lifespan gives you meaning and gives you haste to see results. And also the Demon King wiping out humanity where it's only a third of the population. It is true that living for thousands of years gives you certain benefits that only Serie, Frieren, and other demons could achieve. However, there are other crucial Frieren themes at work here, like with geniuses like Ubel and what Solitaire said here. Humanity has dealt with things they have yet to fully grasp, yet they know how to deal with them. It's the human ability to observe. How many times have an all-powerful being that has lived for hundreds or over thousands of years be taken down for less than a century-old person? There was the Demon King, Solitaire, and Aura the Guillotine. But obviously those fights relied heavily on a 1,000-year-old elf in Frieren. But in order for Frieren to achieve that, there were other people along with her, like Himmel, Eisen, Heither, Fern, and Stark, that contributed to the success of taking them down, which is another core part of the Foundation Festival arc, with help, and Lyra thinking that they have to do everything by themselves. But in reality, you need help from everyone. So even if you have some kind of immortality or can live thousands of years, you still have to rely on other people. Now look at the Hero of the South, where a true prodigy and genius exists that took down multiple 7 demon sages on his own. And what he says here about promising to blaze a path to the future, even if his great accomplishments are buried and forgotten in the shadows of history. That is ultimately what the legacy of humanity is all about, that both Himmel the Hero and the Hero of the South left behind, that an elf like Serie and demons could never grasp. To be unselfish and carry on those legacies is built into the meaning of a limited lifespan as a way to pave a path forward to a better future. Along with that flashback with Frieren during the Foundation Festival arc, Serie tried to share multiple times how she truly feels, and even reveals on her face expression alone that she has regret and fear on her mind due to her mortality. It is in the prophetic dream with the Emperor where we get to see what Serie truly thinks and about what needs to happen next if she gets yeeted. She has to prepare the others for life after she's gone, something that she didn't really have to think about until now. And during her multiple examples of her prophetic dreams, the one where she decides to run away, all of her Continental Magic Association mages get obliterated until the Shadow Warriors get to her. It's not that Serie lacks empathy or her grandiose patronizing way of others becomes her downfall. She actually cares for the world and wants to leave it in the hands capable of protecting it. It is why she chose to still show up at the Symbol of Peace Ball to confront the Shadow Warriors directly, ready to face the possibility of her death, along with all the others that went beyond her imagination and expectation to meet a fate she herself cannot see. When it comes down to it, a lifespan is a crucial part of life where we know it ends. What we value, understand, and appreciate all comes down to this. Without Himmel, Heither, and Eisen, Frieren wouldn't have come to appreciate these human values, which led to her being in tears on more than one occasion about people she only spent 10 years with through her 1,000 years of her life. Even more so when her entire village got wiped out, which likely led to her angry revenge. For someone like Serie that has lived for potentially thousands of years, she has yet to build a meaningful and deep appreciation for what she has. However, there are moments, like in another flashback during the last exam of the first class mage exam, Serie tells Frieren that she has not forgotten about all of her previous apprentices, how they look, and their personalities. Now that her prophetic dream has shown her multiple times that she gets yeeted, she feels the dread, her mortality, the lack of gratitude that she has shown before all the people that revere her as a godlike entity. All of that will be gone. And that is why the Frieren Manga hiatus is going at elf speed. Yamada Kanehito and Abe Tsukasa have an illness, or just really tired from all the hard work from being a mangaka. The work of a mangaka is physically crippling and has also crippled fans, but we can expect them to come back at some point better than ever. You can bet your butt with Fern's all-seeing eyes that can see start small Pee-wee that Kanehito is cooking up another script for the great maid Serie Ashi no Megami as she delivers the updated script to the living grimoire. And as she opens it and reads it, all she sees is
不合格だ。